to be outside at the BET Vote Your Voice registration truck all show long, and that's not the only ride you can take. Rock the Vote also kicked off their bus tour this week, so go to our website to see if they're pulling into a town near you. And speaking of rocking the vote, thank you. I feel that the three of you really understand me. Speaking of rocking the vote, Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson just had another brain freeze during a live town hall with his running mate, Bill Weld. Take a look.
Who's your favorite foreign leader?
Who's my favorite?
Just name anywhere in the country, any one of the continents, any country. Name one foreign leader that you respect and look up to. Anybody.
I guess I'm having an Aleppo moment in the former president of Mexico.
But I'm giving you the whole world.
I know.
Anybody in the world you like. Anybody. Pick any leader.
Trudeau. Oh, sorry. Text that out. This comes on the heels of President Obama warning that a vote for a third-party candidate who has not really a big chance of winning could potentially be a vote for Trump. And do you agree with that? Was that a brain freeze? Should we be concerned about that?
Well, yeah.
I'm a libertarian. I'm going to need therapy because of this guy, because of Gary Johnson. It's so frustrating, and what's most frustrating to me is that he's fighting to get into these debates. He wants a seat at the table, which I've been out there saying, yes, you should have one.
And now?
And you're not doing your homework. Right. What are you doing? And libertarians always get a bad reputation. People say, oh, they don't know anything about foreign policy. That's not true. I know plenty about foreign policy. Rand Paul knows plenty about foreign policy. But Gary Johnson, as a representative for libertarians in this election, seems to not know very much about foreign policy. It's embarrassing.
He's getting briefings from Sarah Palin. You never know.
Do you think he still deserves, and this was not a gotcha question. I mean, there are gotcha questions out there. This is not a gotcha question.
Name one person, a foreign leader you respect.
Do you think that he still deserves a seat at the table? Or do you think this campaign's done?
I like to hear everybody's voice, but for me, these are disqualifying moments. You want to, look, you're going to be president, you want to run for president, you're going to have to meet with these foreign leaders. If you can't identify
well, then he'll learn who's who. He'll be able to know when he does a state dinner, he'll get to meet everybody. Then he'll write it down in a book, and then somebody will stand next to him and say, that's Trudeau.
Not going to work.
Well, I know President Obama talked about voting for a third party is essentially giving a vote to...
And can be.
I totally agree with that, but I'm still a big believer that it's better to vote for someone than no one. It's a voice and a vote that people have lost their lives over and fought so hard for. So I know there are people I have heard say, I'm going to stay home this election. I'm like, that's not good enough. Yeah. Because even if people say your vote is thrown away, it is better to use it than not. That's...
Joy is tossing to a clip.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Because this is an old clip, but I don't want to pile on the guy, but he says he used to smoke marijuana. Maybe that's the problem. Look at this clip.
Oh, gosh.
Watch this.
There would be an examination of me and Bill Weld as who we are and what we've done, and not based on that.
I think I could stand up there for the whole debate and not say anything and emerge as a leader.
What's that? What's with the tongue? He had the tongue that did the...
I don't know what he was trying to... Was he trying to make a point?
We don't know.
I think he's trying to be funny, but this isn't funny. This is the problem. You're running for president. Let us make the jokes. Let Joy make the jokes. Let Whoopi make the jokes. You're running for president. Stop doing that with your tongue.
Or if you're going to do it with your tongue, make your tongue work for you.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Against you.
Instead of against you. Now, President Obama just suffered the first override of his presidency when Congress rejected his veto of the 9/11 bill that would allow victims' families to sue the Saudi Arabian government for having a role in the 9/11 attacks. Now, at the risk of getting a lot of heat for this, I find that I'm not sure that it's a good idea because, A, the 9/11 Commission did not prove that Saudi Arabia was complicit in this, and also, does that open us up in Vietnam? Does it open us up with the Iran-Contra scandal so that people come suing us? I mean...
Iraq also.
And Iraq, I mean...
It's unprecedented.
It's unprecedented, and I know it's a, I get the anger and the feel, but this is not an election year topic, because people aren't voting what is right for the country because they're afraid of saying you were against 9/11 families. I don't think anybody's against 9/11 families, and including me, so don't text or email, don't send me a whole bunch of stuff. I lost friends, okay?
The vote was 97-1.
Yeah.
It was just
I mean, we've
scary.
never seen that in his entire administration.
Yeah.
Why this particular vote?
Well, it seems like because it's an election year, everyone was going to be seen as voting against the 9/11 victims, which that's not the case. This does open us up a lot because we're involved internationally in everything.
And lots of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little murky.
Even Secretary Clinton said that she would have voted with the majority of the senators.
It doesn't.
She's
But it
running
doesn't.
also.
It's
She's
wrong.
running. That's it.
You know, you can't. It is not a good idea. If you want to sue people, sue the people who did it.
Yeah.
Don't sue, because I didn't vote for the Iran-Contra. I'm not part of Iran-Contra. I don't want anybody suing me.
Right.
I don't want them suing the country saying I had anything to do with it.
But
Obama's right, actually, on this point. He's
I believe
100% right, because what he's saying is we are doing drone strikes around the world.
Yes.
And what's going to happen? We're going to be, our military people, our intelligence people would be brought into foreign courts.
Yeah,
That is not, that's
What
so
about Trump?
Puts them in danger. It puts all of our
What
people
does
in
Trump
danger.
say? He likes to sue
let's
everybody.
finish-
What
let's
does he
finish.
say?
Let's find out. We'll be right back.
Next, Donald Trump's campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, hits the Hot Topics table. Do I even have to tell you to stay tuned? No matter what your political view is, you just gotta tell them, Whoopi.
Exercise your rights to vote this November.
So vote your view and register now to vote. It's easy. I mean, really.
For more information, go visit our website.
And don't miss The View tomorrow on ABC.
Yet again, there has never been a presidential candidate anything close to Donald Trump, which is why this lady may have the hardest job in politics. Please welcome Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway to the table. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, I want to give credit where credit is due, because I think that I have seen some positive movements in the Trump campaign since you've come on board, and I think a lot of people at home would acknowledge that too, so thank you for that. But I want to get right to it, because in speaking about Monday night, a source within the campaign has said that Trump's failures in that debate were more about execution than preparation. A lot of people want to know, did he lose his nerve in that moment?
I thought he was a complete gentleman to her, and he hasn't gotten a lot of credit for that. At the beginning, he said very graciously, Secretary Clinton. Then he said, may I call you Secretary Clinton? And she sort of looked, and he said, I want you to be happy. It's very important to me. At the end of the night, after she hit him with some really negative attacks, he said to her, I came here ready to play rough and say some things about you, but I won't do it because your family's here, but I'd appreciate if you stop running all these negative ads about me. So I don't think he gets credit for restraint, and restraint is a virtue. In fact, it's a presidential virtue. But he did go in there prepared.
I'm talking about policy, though, because I was at home, and I was, in truth, jumping through my television on issues like the Clinton Foundation, on Benghazi, on her
Obamacare,
emails.
you name
so
it.
People are saying there were missed opportunities for him to come back and have responses to that. Where was he in those moments, and will he be there next time?
He will. And he obviously knows all of those issues, had prepared all those issues, Jedediah, but he actually was answering the questions asked of him. And sometimes Mr. Holt was asking the questions, sometimes Hillary Clinton was interjecting with something that had not been asked, and he was answering them literally. But you're right. This election is what it has always been about. If you're part of the 70%, if you're part of the 70% of Americans, including women who have said, I want this country to go in a new and different direction, if you say you want a change, as most Americans do, if you care about the 12.9 million women who have no health insurance, the 16.9 million women who are in poverty, then I think the choice is very clear.
Wait a minute, he's only supposed to answer.
Because you just did what he doesn't do. He doesn't give any information. He doesn't say, and I'm glad to see you here. It would have been nice if he had showed up, because I noticed he goes to all the shows where the guys are. How come he didn't come today? Invited on numerous occasions to do this show.
He's often not in New York, because I'll tell you what, he's often...
Honey, I'm a New Yorker. Don't BS a BS.
I'm not BSing. I'm a New Yorker, too.
You know, really, I mean...
I would love for him to come to The View,
Is he
but
scared of us because we're
not
women?
at all.
Tell the truth.
No, I want to tell you, he actually said hello.
Oh, he did?
And he actually said that when he heard
What
I was
else did he
invited
say?
when I was invited on the show, he said, I hope that you'll do that show. I think that's terrific. I'm sure he's watching, or will watch later. But he's on the road every single day. He gave like 40 speeches in one month on policy.
Believe me, I
He's
have
not
heard
at
him
fundraisers
say
with donors.
nothing on policy, Kellyanne, and you know he has been very vague
That's
Listen,
not fair. Whoopi, it's not fair. He's out there every single day. No, sorry.
Listen, I'm out here every day, but I have to say something, and he says nothing. He goes out, he says, we're going to make America great again. He doesn't tell you how. He says that all these people are bad, and this is what's going on, but I'm not going to tell you why they're bad.
No, if I may respectfully disagree. He's out there every day. You can see it because it's all televised or it's on YouTube. You can pull the clips. 10-point plan to reform the Veterans Administration. 5-point plan to give middle-class tax relief. A new child care tax credit that Republicans.
Where was it Monday? Where was it Monday night? Why didn't he? All the things that you're talking about are great.
I remember.
Why weren't they present?
And you will hear more about it. And I agree with you. I agree with all of you that there is so much to be held to account on Hillary Clinton's record. She said she's.
No, we're talking about Donald.
Well,
we're talking about Donald, baby.
I know, we want this election to be about him. It's a talk about
things that we're going to hear more about, and the fact that he did leave a lot of things on the table there, but yet even after the debate, he said, I wanted to say I got out everything except for the transgressions of Bill Clinton. He says he didn't go there because of the respect that he has for Chelsea Clinton, but are you advising him to go there? Is that fair game?
Is it relevant, really?
But is it fair game? What does he have to gain?
I'm not advising him to go there. It's fair game to think about how Hillary Clinton treated those women after the fact. She called Monica Lewinsky
like how he treats women
a loony
all
tune.
the
Hold on, but that's talked about all the time, Whoopi. That's on this show constantly. To answer your question, it's really what's a treatment of women. I can tell you the thing about Donald Trump that I hope you would all give credence to is he is surrounded by strong women. He has employed thousands and thousands of women over the years.
Let me ask you something about Hillary.
And they get promoted. I'm the first campaign manager for a Republican presidential candidate.
Wouldn't you turn on the women if your husband was cheating on you? You'd turn on them too, wouldn't you?
I would leave him though.
Experience, right? Your husband's never cheated.
Well, my mother did. My mother had that experience and she left. No, and she loved my mother. You know, I was raised by a single mother, and I'm sure there are many watching your show. And that's who I am. I was raised to be very independent and to give, not to take, and to think for myself and to be entrepreneurial and to think about family and faith and values. I was raised by a single mom who took her high school degree and went and supported us. She, you know, that's how I got through Catholic school. That's how I got through college and law school. She made sacrifices. In fact, I was raised in a household that looks like this. I was raised by my mother, her mother, and two of my mother's unmarried sisters.
That's
totally
why we're in such shock that you're supporting him.
No, that's why I am supporting him.
Go ahead.
He said just this week that he was talking about Miss Universe Alicia Machado's weight, saying she gained a massive amount of weight and it was a problem. In the past, he's called her an eating machine. I feel uncomfortable with it as a woman, but I'm curious how you felt about those comments.
Well, I don't discuss people's weights and their looks. I'm sure that on your Twitter feed right now, you have viewers discussing my looks and my intelligence.
Did you say to him?
No, I'm sure you know, people. Right, I never knew how ugly and how stupid I was until we had Twitter and Facebook.
But did you reprimand him for that and say to him, listen, why are you saying women are fat? Why are you calling women fat pigs? Did you say that to him?
Yes, I think it's beside the point. But hold on, that he gave that particular woman a second chance. The company involved wanted her terminated. Hold on.
Too good.
No, that is just the truth. Hold on. I want everybody to know this. Because she was in breach of contract and the company wanted her terminated, he gave her a second chance. The choices were give her a second chance or terminate her, and he did that. He also has said publicly, I think last night, he's talked to her very briefly over any number of years. This was 20 years ago, and she obviously has a troubled past that I won't get into.
So what?
No, well, hold on.
It has nothing to do with her being fat or skinny.
No, I get that, but with this country, listen, we spend $60 billion
We're going to stick it around. We're going to hear more. You're sticking around. Kellyanne is sticking around. We will be right back for more of this.
Go.
Hey, we're back with Kellyanne Conway. Come on, y'all.
So Trump has always questioned Hillary's health and was even doing so last night. Does he believe she's hiding something? And if not, why does he keep talking about this issue?
Well, he's talking about her stamina and her energy because he's out on the road every single day giving speeches, talking about policy. We looked at just their August calendars, and she spent a lot of time with donors at fundraisers behind closed doors, and he spent a great deal of time in these rallies. I've been to these rallies with him, Sarah, 15,000 people and 5,000 more trying to get in. So
So I saw the new ABC News poll that came out on Sunday, and 75% of Americans said that Donald Trump is healthy and fit to do the job of president, and 53% of Americans said Hillary was. That's America. That's your poll.
What's with the sniffles? What was the sniffles about? What was all that sniffling
He said
about?
it wasn't a cold. What was the sniffling about?
Well, it wasn't what Howard Dean said. I guess he was thirsty. You're going to criticize somebody for being thirsty and sniffling?
Remember we went after Marco Rubio for that? But
wait, we're going to go after him for drinking water, and we're not going to ask Hillary Clinton why 5 people on her staff pled the 5th and took immunity last week?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, Kellyanne. Once you open that can of worms, we have to then open your can of worms. Because, you know, as we have said, where are they? He said he'll release when the tax, or he'll release when her emails are released. Now, you know, they've gone in to look. The FBI said, oh, no. He says, oh, no, they didn't really do it. Where are his damn tax returns, and why don't we know what he spent? Where is it? Because I'm tired, you know, I know what size Hillary Clinton's bra cup is. I know how much she spent on her bra. The transparency is insane. Where is his I'm sorry.
I don't want to know that about her. What I want to know is what she was hiding in 33 emails, 33,000 emails she deleted.
What is Donald Trump hiding by not releasing that information?
So there is a 104-page financial disclosure
if you can't, financial,
you can access.
She has never been hacked. She's never been hacked. I want to know, since every other president has had to do it, where are the tax returns?
So
that's what I want to know.
I'll repeat what he has said many times.
I know you will.
It's under audit by his lawyer and his accountant.
It's bold. It's bold. It's
not. First of all, let me tell you what America wants to know. What their tax return will look like under a President Trump and a President Clinton. Under President Hillary Clinton, their tax, he's not hiding anything.
I think he is.
Well, I mean, there's no denying that Hillary Clinton did delete more emails than she turned over. I want to ask you about a story that's breaking this morning from Newsweek, that one of Trump's companies spent money in Cuba during the embargo when Fidel Castro, during his regime.
The whole story.
But these are serious accusations.
To find out that then he didn't invest in it. No, they're not treasonous. Read the entire story. It starts out with the screaming headlines, as it usually does, that he did business in Cuba, and it turns out that he decided not to invest there. You have to read the entire story.
So are you denying that his company spent any money in Cuba?
I think they paid money, as I understand from the story, they paid money in 1998. No, we're not supposed to talk about years ago when it comes to the Clintons, but with Trump, there is no statute of limitations ever.
He keeps bringing it up.
He's the one.
But I don't believe you're allowed to spend money unless it's a humanitarian effort or a government effort in that context if you're dealing with this particular regime.
It's not going to work in Miami. They're not going to like that.
Right. So the question is, did he spend money? He's very critical of Cuba. He's very critical of Castro, and he's been critical. He gave a speech the very next year to the Cuban American National Foundation in Miami, critical of those who want to do business with Castro. And he's talked about the Cuba embargo even on this trail. But again, we're talking about, did his hotel invest money in 1998 in Cuba? No. Did she get money from 7 foreign governments while she was Secretary of State? Yes. And somehow that's not relevant.
And we know it, right? We found that out because it's all.
Why? What did they get? What did they get for it? What did they get for it?
Well, here's the question.
Yes, they did. They got access. They got seats at state dinners.
As Mr. Trump did when he paid to spend time with the Secretary of State. Please, it's, you know, Trump has done the same thing.
He's not a foreign government.
No, well, yeah,
he kind of is. Why did the Clinton Foundation take money from Saudi Arabia, which hates gays and women? Little girls there don't even have rights. Why would they take that kind of money?
Well, we will ask her that when she comes. But I want to know first about those taxes, and I want to know about your foundation. When is that foundation going to release their information so we can find out how much money has come and gone out of there?
That is there. The foundation releases are there. That's why that this one reporter
he used the money on the foundation to buy himself some paintings of himself. What about that?
That was at an auction. That's at an auction.
Okay,
so they got the money.
went and bid on them with foundation money.
They got
Kellyanne, go ahead, Kellyanne.
We would really like your boss to come sit with us. Please get that memo. Can you make that happen? How do we get him here?
I will absolutely.
Come talk to us.
I will strongly suggest it, and I hope that when he's here, he'll be able to talk about his vision for America. I'll tell you one thing I didn't hear from Hillary Clinton the other night. Where's the aspirational, uplifting message and vision from her? I didn't hear her talk about how she's going to create a job, how she's going to bring change, how she's going to break.
You need to rewatch it because I think you missed something.
She talked about Donald Trump. Her entire campaign is about Donald Trump.
Bring him here. Bring him here because everyone else came. everyone else has come here, and we've treated everybody kind of fair. We ask questions. We ask questions that are not
I came with
comfortable.
answers.
And we're happy that you came. Next time, ask your boss to give us the same respect.
I'm going to ask him today.
Thanks to Kellyanne Conway. We will be right back.
Let's go.
Raven has been outside all morning with the BET Vulture truck, getting people registered to vote. Ray, how's it going out there?
Hey, y'all, we are having a blast out here. We just found out that the audience producer, Ashley, is not registered to vote. Why aren't you registered to vote?
I've moved around so much that your registration gets expired. You have to, like, stay on it and make sure you're registered to vote this year.
See? Okay, so let's get you registered. It only takes a few minutes right here on this iPad.
Right.
She's, like, almost done.
Okay.
It's going to be amazing. Are you excited to vote this?
I'm so excited. Everyone needs to get out there and vote. We need to hear everyone's voice, especially this time around.
I agree. Well,
All right. And Paula.
Yeah.
See, you just got much brighter glimpse into the future. What's happening?
Oh my gosh, I just had the amazing honor to go MC the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, their National Youth of the Year gala in Washington, D.C. These kids are so extraordinary.
Yes.
They picked their National Youth of the Year, these young ladies, and I just can't say enough about what the Boys and Girls Clubs in general has done. You look at some of their alum, Michael Jordan, Jennifer Lopez, Cuba Gooding Jr. have gone through there. Sometimes it's really the only safe place for a lot of these kids in underserved areas, and if we can do more, I also want to say congratulations. All those girls are winners. Jocelyn won, but congratulations. Those girls are so inspiring. One of them's going to be a fighter pilot.
Oh, we like that.
Oh, yeah. So I just say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for Boys and Girls Club. That's cool.
Yes, and we want to say goodbye to a very talented lady who used to be The View's next-door neighbor, Agnes Nixon, the creator of All My Children. She was 93, and she left us, and she was kind of spectacular because she was doing this in a time when women weren't the first people you thought of to write the soaps.
Yeah.
So she was quite magnificent. And as are we. We're quite magnificent. And we want to say we'll be right back.
Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o and David Oyelowo right after this. Tomorrow on The View, it's Friday! And we can't wait to say TGIF with Haley Atwell and Saturday Night Live's Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Yeah.
You just can't miss The View.
Wow.
All new tomorrow on ABC.
The Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o and David Oyelowo have critics cheering for their new movie, Queen of Katwe. The triumphant true story of how a young girl found her way out of the slums of Uganda and became an international chess master. You hear what I'm saying? International chess master. Please welcome Lupita Nyong'o and David Oyelowo.
I want to first say, David, you recently became, we found out, a U.S. citizen. I want to congratulate you on that. So exciting.
Thank you.
And I'm just wondering, though, we have an election coming up. Did the timing have anything to do with it? Why now? What made you decide to do that right now?
Well, you know what? I did a film called Selma, in which I played... in which I played Dr. King, and that film centers around voting rights. And I've lived here for nearly 10 years now, and to be walking around doing a film about voting rights, encouraging people to vote, and you can't vote yourself, is a little hypocritical. So I decided it's time to do it, and no time better than now.
Yes.
And
No, I'm just saying welcome, welcome.
Thank you. It's so interesting to me that coming from the UK, if you said to a UK citizen, yeah, I'm thinking about becoming a Brit, they'd be like, what do you want to do that for? And here, I mean, literally, I tell people I've become a citizen, oh my God, that's so amazing, welcome!
Yeah.
It's a very different thing.
Lupita, we also have to ask you about a video that you made that is going viral right now. You guys take a look.
It's the greatest.
1, 2, check it. Mexican born Kenya running through my veins. Dark chocolate, plus I keep a sharp name. Lancome fresh face, looking tailor made. Disney on the books, so you know I stay paid.
You are really good.
I had a little help from
for my friends, let's be
As we all do. But how did that video come about?
Well, I was thinking of a way to celebrate my hitting 3 million followers on Instagram, and my friend, I have an MC friend called Robin Hood. We went to school together. Her name is Miriam Hyman, and she is a dope MC. So I asked her to pen me some lyrics, and I would drop them on my Instagram. Yeah.
That was awesome. Do you have a rap name?
Troublemaker.
There you go. So trouble. Let's talk about the new film, because it's Queen of Conway. It's your first time working directly together. What are your favorite stories, and what knocked you out about the story?
Oh, gosh. I think for both of us, as people very proud to be of African descent, to have a story like this that is so positive, so life-affirming, that is told from within as opposed to from without, which is often how we see these kind of stories. But it's about a girl, a young girl in a slum from Katwe, Uganda, just not the kind of person you get to see, and it's a universal story. She's a girl that a young girl from Iowa could relate to, and that we haven't seen coming out of that continent.
David actually has a really cute story. I understand you took your whole family to this, and your youngest you wanted it to be heartwarming for her, but there were some problems she had with it.
Well, yeah, that's my girl Zoe. I actually did the film as a love letter to her, really. And when you see the film, you'll see why. What Robert Katende, who I play in this film, does for those kids generally, but specifically for Fiona, is just so beautiful. But what I hadn't realized is that my daughter had never seen a film of mine all the way through, because they've been inappropriate. Right. So that picture was one that we took at the premiere, and so she was sat on my lap for the whole thing, and in the middle of it, what made me realize it is she went, "Daddy, where am I?" Because she's so used to being close to me. And then I went, "Oh, no, it's pretend." And she goes, "Daddy, why are they calling you that? Your name isn't Robert." Like that. And then the worst moment, I have a wife in the film, and, you know, I'm kissing my wife in the film, and my daughter goes, "Daddy, you only do that with Mom."
How funny that, I love that.
So I'm supposed to ask you, because they're insisting, what are some of your favorite stories about each other from the set?
Well, I do have one, actually. I do have one. Lupita loves my one. No, when you watch this film, she is so transformed in it. And one of the joys for me was getting to see this fashion icon, Oscar winner, movie star, become an absolutely convincing corn seller in a market in Uganda.
Oh, hell yeah.
And one of the ways in was Lupita's walk in the movie. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So she would get all these wraps around her waist. It was just so beautiful to watch, and I'm going to demonstrate it. You'll see it in the movie, and it goes something. Oh, I have to go out here. Okay, and it goes something like this. Oh, man.
You did so well.
Well, you know, I have an African mother myself. so yeah, but that was fantastic.
Anything you want to talk about with him?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Well, it'll only seem like I'm copying him, but he would play this game. He would play this game with the kids between takes.
Yeah.
In Luganda, the word for your bottom is kavina, and the kids would egg him on to move his kavina. So he did a different version of that, which is. He went.
A kavina to do that, baby. You can't move a kavina if you don't have one. So thanks to you two. I mean, come back anytime with anything you're doing. It's always a pleasure and an honor to spend time with the two of you. The Queen of Conway is in theaters nationwide tomorrow. And we, of course, you know, we'll be right back.
Truck for helping us continuing our week-long celebration to get people registered. Don't miss out, people, really. Check out our website to see if the bus is going to be pulling up to a city near you. And don't forget how important and easy, it's super easy to vote your view on this election day.
You know what day it is today, Raven?
What day is it, Sarah?
Day 18 of our 20-day vacay giveaway, thanks to our sponsor, Wyndham Rewards. And you are in the win booth today, Raven. So we are putting her in there. It's full of numbers that represent our studio audience. Raven.
Wait, my hair, my weave, honey, my weave.
Is your weave ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, that means yes. Other than dancing, were you able to find a number in there? And the winner is... my weave.
Green, 139.
Ask her.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
What's your name?
Ashley Bates.
Where are you from?
San Antonio, Texas.
Well, a big congratulations to you. You're getting a trip to stay at the Dolce Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa Valley, California. Have you ever been to Napa before? Wine country. Woo! Yes. And we're giving away 2 more trips tomorrow, so tune in to see which audience member gets one. And viewers at home need to visit our website by midnight Eastern tonight to see how to enter for a chance to win tomorrow's vacay.
After the view, we're going to be streaming. We're streaming
I was
today.
going to mention that.
Oh, okay.
They have a live stream after the show where they all sit around and talk about other stuff that maybe we didn't talk about on the show. And maybe we did.
Yeah.
And so we want to say thanks for Kellyanne for coming.
Yes.
And point of view, all foundations take money from very strange and odd places in the idea of taking care of the bigger folks. So that shouldn't be freaky that people took from this place and this place and this place. The other thing is you all, thank you all for coming. Raven's locked in. Thank you for coming. Because without you, who are we? We're just talking heads. So we want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy whatever view you happen upon. I think we should do this.